Okay, so we're solving quadratic equations again today, which we've done before, like something like this. But when we've done this before, we solved it with factoring. You guys know how this would factor?
X minus 2, x plus 2.
No,
No, it's 1 and 3.
Yeah.
no. What goes
Oh,
into
1 and 4, sorry.
yeah? What goes into -4 that adds up to 3?
4. It's 4
Plus
and
4, -1. And you say what x values would make this 0, -4, and positive 1. I remember doing that. So that works fine if your answers are basic, like kind of straightforward, like integers or rationals. Rationals means fractions. If they're kind of normal answers, factoring should work. But if they're messy answers, factoring is not going to work. And we're going to learn a trick. Well, remind you of a trick, I guess, called the Quadratic Formula. They broke it down when you're solving a quadratic equation. You guys know what I mean by quadratic equation? It means like x squared, isn't it? If you have a quadratic equation, and it's written in this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. A, b, and c are the coefficients, the numbers in front. Then you can solve it with this formula, -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Yeah, evidently we did that in algebra 1. I kind of forgot, but yeah. I think there's a song to go with it. That's what I've heard. Maybe I should YouTube that sometime. Yeah, so basically just plug these numbers in, and a is the number in front of the x squared term, b is the number in front of the x, c is the constant. Plug those in, and that will give you the two answers. Now this represents two numbers because the plus or minus is going to give you two different values, basically. All right, let's jump in on number 1.
What's the numbers in
I forgot.
It looks like page 2.
I probably said like 1 through 20, skip 17. Probably.
Okay.
Let's say
Can I
1,
just
1 through 20, skip 17.
look at 17? In 6th grade, I had a math teacher, and I walked in the first day, and he's like, all right, all year you're only going to have 5 problems on homework. Every night, all I ask is 5 problems. All of them were like number 17. They had like 10 different parts to each one.
17 is proving the quadratic formula, basically.
Yeah.
Which you have to be able to complete the square, which we did not do. Okay, anyway, number 1. So we start off these problems by identifying what is our a, b, and c value. You guys know what I mean? What's our a value?
X squared.
1.
1. What's the b value? 1. What's the c value? -2. Okay, so that's what we're going to plug in for a, b, and c. So -b is -1 plus or minus square root of b squared, 1 squared. Okay, I am kind of remembering that we did this now. Minus 4 times a times c, I guess, all over 2 times a. So most of the action is right here under the square root. Basically this is -4 times 1 times -2 is positive 8. 1 squared plus 8 is 9. So this is -1 plus or minus square root 9 over 2. What is the square root of 9? 3. If the square root simplifies...
Wait, is that a -9? Did you say negative?
No. This basically comes out to plus 8, positive 8. So it's 1 plus 8. what's under the square root comes out to a normal rational number, you can still simplify this some more. So if it was like square root of 7 or something, we would be done basically. But since it's a normal number, we can do this. -1 plus 3 is what?
I'm sorry,
2 divided by 2 is
1.
1. And -1 minus 3, -4 divided by 2, -2. If we get simple answers like this, that means it could have been factored, but we're doing quadratic formula today, so I'm not going to do that. We'll get some messy answers later. How do I know if these two are right?
Plug them in.
Yeah, you can always go back and plug it into the original. Like if I plug in 1, that would be easy to plug in. 1 squared is 1, plus 1 is 2, minus 2 is 0. Works. Alright. Number 3. Y squared minus 2y minus 63. 63, that's trouble. That's a big number. It'd be naughty to us. This would definitely be easier to factor.
It's a third problem. They're already throwing out 63. Like,
We're in
Not
for
gonna be
a
fun.
long haul.
Looks like the other ones are less. Why did I get
I don't know. Alright. So what's our A, B, and C?
1,
One.
-2,
Okay, so starts off with negative B. So -2 makes a positive 2. Plus or minus. Square root of B squared. What's -2 squared? 4. Yeah, you gotta square all of it like this. So I'll just put a 4 right there. Minus 4 times A times C. 4 times 1 times -63. Ooh, doggies. That's a doozy.
This is number 3.
Over 2 times 1, yeah, 2. Okay.
Is it negative?
Is there a way I can do this on my calculator?
No, it's just 2 times 1.
Okay.
That's just 2.
Are you sure you can't shorten the problems?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Alright,
You try.
that's a -4 times -63, so that's positive 252 plus 4 is 256. That rings a little bell in my head.
The square root, right?
Yeah, as a square root. What's the square root of 256?
12.
No, guess again. Or plug it in.
24.
No,
28.
somewhere.
32.
Okay. You guys take 2. 16.
Oh, I knew. I probably.
I got it.
You heard me say sit, didn't you?
I mean,
You did.
you can't
You're a liar.
right?
You're still a liar.
Alright, what's 2 plus 16?
18.
18 divided by 2?
9.
9. What's 2 minus 16?
14.
Divided by 2?
7. Oh, yeah.
That wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's negative. That was awful.
It was just a big number.
Yeah, but it has a square root, so we didn't have to really mess with it too much. Number 5. Okay, I'm not even going to write 5 down. I'm just going to ask, what is the A, B, and C for number 5?
3, -2, -16.
Yeah.
So, okay. You guys ready to help me?
Yes,
Who wants to do it?
not me.
Brady's confident somebody wants to help. Let's see. Joseph.
Joseph.
I'm getting calculator.
No, we're not solving it. We're just plugging it in right now.
Oh, okay.
You tell me what to write down.
Okay, +2 plus or minus square root of -2 squared first number be negative 2?
This one,
Yeah.
It cancels out.
it's negative b, so you do negative negative 2.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, this part's the tricky. If you plug it in your calculator, it should work, but yeah, just be careful, I guess. That's a negative and a negative, right? A minus and a negative right there is going to make it like a plus, basically a positive. So 4 times 16 is 64 times 3 is 192, I think.
Yeah.
Plus 4 is 196. That rings a bell in my head also.
Is that,
What's square root of
is that
196?
13?
No,
14.
14. 2 plus or minus 14.
That's why they call me 50%.
Alright, what's 2 plus 14?
16.
They do.
What's 16 over 6?
8 over 3.
Alright, it just reduces to 8 over 3. What's 2 minus 14? Divided by 6?
Not gonna lie, this isn't my favorite thing we've done in this class.
It's not that hard.
I
My
like it.
favorite
but
thing
not
was
a
doing
lot.
something for
Plug
2.
in.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very useful trick. 2, okay. So on number 7, we got 2, 5, and negative 7. Aiden, you want to try this one?
Okay, -5 plus or minus square root 25 minus 4 times 2 times -7 over 4.
2 times 2 is 4. Alright, let's see. Anybody done this one already? 8 times
No, I work
7
ahead, I
is
stay with
56.
you.
25 plus 56 is
81.
81. You guys know that one, right? 9. Okay, -5 plus 9
-14.
is no,
Oh, plus 9.
4.
4 divided by 4.
1.
-5 minus 9.
-14.
-14 over 4.
Negative 7
-7 over 2. Okay, if you're not good on reducing fractions, remember you just plug it in your calculator as a fraction and hit equals. Unless you're using a TI-83 or something. If you're using the TI-83, you know how to do it,
Or if you're using the TI-84.
or same thing. You can plug it in as a division problem and then go to the math menu and hit enter because it'll turn it into a fraction.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's Brady's time to
I'm
shine.
ready.
No, he's not doing it, he's just ready again.
Okay. A is 7.
Good job, Brady.
That's it.
Alright,
He's done.
I'm done. I'm starting.
You're retired.
B is 1. And C is -1. Okay?
Okay, keep
so-
rolling.
And then you got -1 at the start. And then plus or minus 1 squared, which is 1. And -4, 7 times -1.
You did it, Brady.
I didn't write any of that down.
No, no, I'm so proud of you, Brady.
Oh, you forgot the.
No, I didn't. Did I?
Alright, this is gonna be the first weird one. Over what?
Oh, over 2 times 7.
Right.
So 14.
Okay, so we got 2 negatives, it's gonna be a plus, so it's 4 times 7 is 28. 1 plus 28 is 29. Okay, which, okay, 29 does not have a square root, right? Does 29 simplify, square root of 29 simplify, or are there any doubles in it? No, it's a prime. So that actually, if you know that, makes the problem easier. Because if it doesn't simplify, then we can't really divide or anything. So add or, that would be the end.
I have a question. How did you get 29 from
Yeah.
the thing over up there?
4 times 7 is 28.
Okay.
And negative times negative times 1 is 28. Negative times negative makes a positive, a plus. So
Okay.
it's basically 1 plus 28.
Okay. Sorry.
It's fine.
I was just messing up there.
Again, you can use, if you get lost, you can use your calculator. This is the dangerous part right here, because there's a lot of
You use
ways.
your calculator on that though?
Yeah, plug
Okay.
that in.
Alright.
Now, if you plug in square root and you don't have a Casio, it's going to give you a decimal. But we're not doing decimals. We're leaving it like that.
There you go, leave it.
Also, you can't plug in plus or minus in your calculator, so that's another.
Why can't
You can do plus once and then minus the next time, but we're not doing decimals, so
Why can't you do a plus or minus?
you can invent a calculator that does.
You have two different answers.
All right, Rachel's turn.
I don't know.
Okay, so 4 is one of them, and then negative 3, and then 2, and then, okay, and then it's, negative 3, or does that make it a positive 3?
Yeah, it'll be negative 3. Yeah.
Okay, so positive 3 plus or minus square root of, 9, and then minus 4 times 2, and then over 2 times, so 8.
Yeah, this is another new wrinkle on this problem. All right, 4 times 2 is 32. 9 minus 32 is negative 23. Yeah, does 23 square root of 23 simplify? No. So yeah, but we do need to do that. Nobody said the I part. I just want to remind you that this actually does represent two different values. The plus value and the minus value makes two different numbers. It's not really one answer. All these have two answers.
Does it matter where the I goes when you put the I out of the?
Basically, if it's connected to a square root, you always put it in front. If it's connected to a real number, you put it in the back. Like, and if there's one of each, you just put it in the middle, like, something like that. That's where we put it. There are a few variations on where you could put it, but not many. Just do that. You should be good. 13. All right, they're trying to trick us a little bit on 13. What should I use for my A value? Positive 5. Because if you want everything equal to 0 to see what your A, B, and C are, so even though it says negative 5 on the right, if you added it to the left, it would be a positive 5. So positive 5, positive 1, positive 1 is our A, B, and C. I maybe should have written that down to explain it better. But okay, so negative B is negative 1 plus or minus square root of B squared 1 squared minus 4 times A times C over 2 times A. 4 times 5 is 20. 1 minus 20 is negative 19. separated these. Now that I think about it, yeah, they did. It's okay. What I meant was when they had an imaginary, they separate it to like divide both of those by 10, so it'd be like this. So
Why would you do that? It's so needlessly
Written.
complicated.
it's written in a complex number form.
Will you count off if we don't?
No, I'm gonna. We'll
Okay, thanks.
gotta worry about that today.
Oh, wait,
Oh, sorry.
What time do we out of here on chapel schedule?
We're not on chapels.
Or
They're not having chapel in these next 2.5 weeks.
we're not in chapel.
Yeah. COVID thing, I think.
Makes me sad.
Sorry.
What am I supposed to do with myself now? I was looking forward to a good chapel. Now my whole day is ruined.
Good.
Alright.
Why do you take the Lord's reading?
No, I said it's good that you think.
Okay, Matthew for number 15.
Bro, I was even like looking away, not making eye contact, so you wouldn't follow me, and you still did it?
Yep.
Oh my god. What do I gotta do?
What's the A, B, and C on 15?
2, 3, and -4?
Why no?
Okay.
Because the 4's on the other side.
4 is on the wrong side, so you subtract 4 to bring it over, right? Probably.
I can't see what's
Wait, why didn't you do 2 first?
Because that's where the x squared is.
because,
Yeah. The x squared term is the A. So they didn't write it in order for us, so we gotta kind of put it in order ourselves. Alright, Matthew, keep going.
Alright, -3 plus minus square root of 9 minus 4 times 2 times -4 over 4.
Alright, that's 8 times 4 is 32, positive 32, 9 plus 32 is 41. Positive this time. Is there anything else I can do to that?
No.
No. 41's prime, it's not going to break down.
Now we have
So
to
I'm
skip
guessing
the
when there's not,
19.
when there's a square root in the last part, you don't have to put like negative.
Yeah, if the square root doesn't simplify, and you stop. I'm a little concerned now.
That's what happened when Dan was in the end of your wall. It's a nice
Um,
Attached it now, so it's not good.
You can. What number are you doing? 16.
I thought it was your head, and I'm like, oh gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh boy, nothing happened, Brittany.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's going to cause some trouble, but.
Let's turn alternate.
Switch all your A, B, and C values.
Wait, okay, so the numbers on 15, on 19 is at -6, -7, 55.
Yeah, okay. So on 19, we could use -6, -7, and 55. If your A value is negative,
But you
it would work, but it will be a little harder for me to grade because it changes all the positive and negative symbols. So instead of that, I'm going to leave the 6 on the right side so it stays positive. So I'm going to make it a +6, +7, -55. Just to make my life easier.
Is that how much left?
Well, 16, same thing. If you switch all your positive negatives around it should still give you the right answer. It'll just basically it switches like this being positive, this being negative. It's going to switch, but it'll still be the right answer. All right, might make it a little just more messy to grade. All right, negative b is -7 plus or minus square root of
40.
49. Oh yeah, you haven't done one, Jackson, have you?
No.
Okay, what would it be?
Minus 4 times 6 multiplied by parentheses negative 55.
Oh yeah, that's positive
I
55.
think it's supposed to be negative, but.
It's
Oh, it's
negative.
supposed to be negative, you're right. Over.
Over 2 times a, so it'd be 12.
I'm gonna do that in my head. Not quick, not easily. Has anybody done that yet?
I'm doing it.
1,369? That seems too big.
I got
No, that's
37.
right. That's right.
I got 37.
Well, it's wrong.
No, that's in total after square rooting.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, after you square root it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell for me. I don't know that one. It's 37, you said?
Yeah.
37.
Thanks, Matthew.
Wow, okay. Just graded.
Did that on my head, it just took me like a second longer than the calculator.
Yeah. Okay, what's negative 7 plus 37?
30.
30. 30 over 12. What can you divide both of those by?
5 by 2.
Divide by bigger.
6.
6
6.
5 over 2.
over 2.
That's what I
Man,
meant.
Matthew, you're on fire.
I'm on a roll today.
Okay, what's negative 7 minus 37? Uh-oh. Negative 44
44.
over 12.
11 over 3.
Yeah, divide by 4, 11 over 3.
Well, negative 11.
Negative over 3.
You're a little late on that one, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, actually, it's because he forgot the negative, so I was like almost first on that.
No, but I did get it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Alright, good luck.
Very good.